before going to Burma during the Second World War. And later, during the language arts, and soon after, I was commanding the division in Brahmaputra Valley. And I saw things. And subsequently, as governor of Assam for 6 years, 1997 to 2003, I was intimately associated with the problem of that state. Let me give you a little historical background. The problem of Assam starts from 1904 or 5, when the All India Muslim League was formed in Dhaka and demanded a Bangla Islam. This is much before the demand for Pakistan came up. And Bangla Islam to comprise Bengal and Assam as a Muslim state, an independent state. And later, in 1931, a British ICS officer, Muller, who was the census superintendent of Assam, expressed his strong views in the census report, saying that if measures are not taken, the Assamese people would be confined only to Upper Assam, Tezpur and Sitsagar. They would become foreigners in their own name. And that was when India was one country. And the movement was taking place in Mymensingh, then part of North India. And then, in 1947, Moinul Haq Chaudhry, private secretary of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, said that I am going to offer Assam on a platter to Pakistan. And Jinnah and Guwahati said that Assam is in my pocket now. And a little earlier, during the Muslim League ministry of Saidullah, he was then the Prime Minister of Assam, as is known, he was encouraging people from Mymensingh area, Muslims, to come into Assam to change the demographic profile. And the Viceroy, Lord Wavell, he said in his book, Viceroy's Journal, that the Prime Minister of Assam is not trying to grow more food, but trying to grow more Muslims. So that is the background. And when the grouping plan came, in 1946, Assam was put in Group C. And initially the Congress and the Muslim League both accepted it. Had it not been for Bardolai, Gopinath Bardolai, taking up cousins and Mahatma Gandhi backing him up, you would have had Assam as part of East Pakistan. And even after independence, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, in his book, Myths of Independence, writes that Kashmir is not the only problem. Certain districts of Assam are an equally important problem to be resolved between India and Pakistan. And even a friend of India, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, before he became the president of Bangladesh, had written a book called East Pakistan, Economic and Political Considerations. And in that book he said that East Pakistan needs a living space in Assam. Lebansuram is the word that he used. So this is a long history. And then the Congress started using the Muslim vote bank in Assam. Unfortunately, there were three people, Assamese politicians, in Delhi at that time. Moinul Haq Chaudhry, erstwhile private secretary to Jinnah, was now the cabinet minister in Delhi. Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad was another cabinet minister. And the third person, president of the Congress party, Devkan Balwa, of India is Indra and Indra is India fame. He said that so long as we have Alis and Kulis with us, Congress will always be in power in his hand. Alis being the illegal migrants. So it's a deliberate policy to build a vote bank. Mr. Sonowal, in his very impassioned speech, he mentioned that we have created problems for us ourselves after 1971. True. Actually, the problem was continuing from before, but got further aggravated after 1971. And in a light-hearted way, I want to mention something. General Niazi, the Commander-in-Chief of Pakistan Army in East Pakistan, who surrendered to us, he and I had served together as captains during the Second World War in Indonesia and Burma. I knew him. After the 71 war, I was looking after all the 90,000 prisoners of war. And I went to Jabalpur. There was Niazi. We met, we recognized each other. I had not met him from those days. And in the evening we had a drink together. He said one sentence which Mr. Sonowal may like to hear. He told me, these so-and-so stabbed us in the back. Mark my words, they will stab you in the back too. And that is exactly what has happened. Now, the problem. We have all known what the problem is. But we don't want to do anything. It's a self-created problem. I do not blame the Bangladeshis. I blame ourselves. We have created the problem, not the Bangladeshis. We have encouraged it. And there cannot be a greater condemnation of the Congress party than one from their family, a cousin of Jawaharlal Nehru, B.K. Nehru, who was the governor of Assam, and a Congress chief minister, Chalia. They both wanted to take effective action, prevent these people coming. They were already coming in large numbers. And they were told by the Congress party in the center, by Indira Gandhi and these three Assamese leaders who were in Delhi at that time, Barua, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad and Moinul Haq Chaudhry, don't take any action. Let them. And in his autobiography, B.K. Nehru writes, I have known the old Congress, and Chalia belonged to that old Congress, which gave priority to national interests. Today's Congress gives priority to party interests. Now that was in the 70s. When I took over as governor of Assam, before that, I met the army commander in Calcutta. The army commander had served under me when I was in the army. I had known him well. A Muslim officer, Lieutenant General Jamil Mahmood, he later died in a helicopter crash. He has written, and he also told me that he mentioned to Hitesh Saikia, the Chief Minister of Assam, and Jyoti Basu, Chief Minister of Bengal, this is a grave danger. If you don't do something about it, the infiltration, you will have to redraw the boundaries of India. Means the whole of northeast landmass will get lost. Not only that, in a written report of 1990, he said that if we are not careful, a Kashmir-like situation is going to develop in Lower Assam. And this is exactly what it is. The only saving grace today is Sheikh Hasina, when she has got a thumping majority there, is friendly towards India. But imagine if this sort of thing is allowed to continue and you have an unfriendly government in Dhaka, what would be the situation today? Now, a lot of people have made certain suggestions. I don't want to go into too many details. But let me tell you, it took me 8 or 9 months on taking over as governor to compile that report. Prior to that, I toured every inch of Assam Bangladesh border. In the speedboats of the BSF in the Brahmaputra and on bumpy roads all along. I saw the population on the border. I had known Assam for 50 years earlier. I felt, looking at the dress and the people, that this is not Assam. You have a whole lot of people of Bangladesh origin in lungis going around there. Anyone going to the border can see them. I carried out research. And I interacted with many people in Guwahati, the intelligentsia, political leaders, academics, and so on. And then I wrote that report. I went to the president. The Assam press, in all the languages, serialized that report, 42-page printed report in all the newspapers. And it will surprise you to know that 22 Congress MPs from the Northeast appealed to the president to recall me from Assam because I was taking part in politics. And of course my answer was, it's the governor's right to send monthly reports to the president. And it's a burning issue. If as governor I don't write a report on this subject and bribe the president, I'll be failing in my duty. But there it is. There are 15 specific recommendations, and not one of them was acted upon. And if that had been acted upon, the present situation would not have arisen. I don't want to go into all the details, but let me give you 2 or 3 examples. People have been talking about the barbed wire fencing. As army commander in the Western Theatre, we had put up barbed wire fencing in Punjab, right up to Rajasthan. And that was completed in less than 2 years. High quality barbed wire, electrified towers, searchlights and everything. As governor in Jammu and Kashmir, we put up 700-kilometer long barbed wire, electrified, in a year and a half. And in the most difficult terrain on those mountains, where everything had to be lugged, either on a mule or on light horses. We could do it in a year and a half. Here you say that you're going to put up a barbed wire, Assam Accord in 1985. And in 1992 the work commences. And in 1997 when I toured, it was incomplete. Low quality. Even anti-rust mixture was not applied to the barbed wire. And you know it rains heavily in Assam. I'm told even to this day, it is not fully complete. As regards the National Register of Citizens, Assam had it in the 50s and 60s. No one bothered to update it. No identity cards were issued to people in the border districts. I said, do it for the whole of Assam. And now there's some idea of issuing biometric cards, UID. And these people will get it. There will be a ticket to citizenship in India for these people. Just as political parties are aimed to give them ration cards and they display that and they become citizens. So, the Chief Election Commissioner, Mr. Sikdar, in 1979, he said at a meeting of all the Chief Election Commissioners in Uttarakhand that if action is not taken, there are so many illegal migrants who are not citizens of India, whose names are in the voters list. The Assamese will be a minority in their own country in another 20 years. And the reference made to Mangalgai constituency, 70,000 Bangladeshi names were on that voters list. That is part of the movement. So we just don't want to do anything about it. And now what has happened? If you read the media, you get the impression that it is an ethnic clash, but what is more, both sides have been victims of this clash. Borders have attacked the immigrants, and immigrants have also attacked the borders. When facts are entirely different. You've heard that being narrated on this platform. Now, what is the answer? Firstly, collapse of governance has taken place. You have to anticipate rather than wait for things to happen. A vigilant government should not have allowed this situation to deteriorate like that. And when it erupts, look at the blame game. A chief minister says that government of India did not give us intelligence. I mean, the person who should be giving intelligence to government of India is the state government. There will be people on the spot. And then complains that central forces took long time to come. Army is being blamed. We asked for army help on the 20th, the army help came on the 25th. But the fact is that the Defense Ministry sat on it until 24th evening, did not give clearance to the army. I mean, this is total collapse of governance, liberal and everything else. Now the other aspect is what exactly can be done. I'm afraid, even in 1998 I had written this and I would like to repeat. To deport over 1 crore people to Bangladesh today is impractical, just not possible. Unless you go to war with Bangladesh. Bangladesh says, no, they are not our citizens, we will not take them. So what are you going to do? Use force? Even Sheikh Sinha, who is so friendly, she has said that there are no illegal Bangladeshi immigrants in India. I said that in 1998 also. My solution is that declare them stateless citizens. They have no right to acquire immovable property and they have no right to vote in any election. If you do that and implement it, the whole problem will be. I even suggested that as in 1983 election, you got magistrates and people from outside the camp to conduct the election. Get magistrates from all over India. Form a team, 10 to 20 in every district. Go down to every village with the help of the whole National Citizens Register and local investigation, establish who is an illegal migrant. Not difficult to do. And having done that, say, sorry, you will not be given voting rights or then right to acquire property. You can stay here. Now, this is not something which has not been done, and done in the wrong way. I do not know if you are aware that in 1947, 30,000 Hindus and Sikhs from West Pakistan came to Jammu. And their strength today is over a lakh. Today, they are stateless citizens. They have no right to vote in elections. They cannot acquire property in Kashmir. Their children cannot go to technical educational institutions like medical colleges and engineering colleges. And they cannot be recruited in state government service. And this is in our own country, when they have every moral right to be in full citizenship in that state. After all, the millions who came at the same time, they were immediately given citizenship rights, and 2 of them became prime ministers, Indira Gujral and Manmohan Singh. Another became a deputy prime minister, Advani. They're all refugees or people who came from Pakistan. So, what is so great about it? Why can't we do it? And as I say, if we have the will, we can do it. But unfortunately, we have shown a total lack of political will. I think